Hey guys, you're watching this one and only. My name is AJ. Welcome back to the episode of Let's Build a City. Today is a little bit of a preparation episode, really. We need to get this area ready for a lumber mill. That's what I want to put here. I think a lumber mill would be really cool to have. A modern one, not an old one. I don't want like one by a river with a water wheel and a big saw like in Skyrim, not that kind of lumber mill. And I don't want to have it in like a wooden style either. I want a... Oh, man, I've got terrible hiccups. I want a modern day lumber mill. If you've been to one sort of near you or wherever, I know the one nearest to me that I've been to a few times, basically has big outdoor shelves with like planks of different wood and lengths, and you pick up what you need, or like tradesmen go there and pick up what they need, and stuff like that. So I think what I want to have is I want to have the area closer to the woods, like felling trees and logs strapped down with like rails, you know, that sort of design. And then on this side I want to have at least an L shape of basically giant shelves with planks of different woods laying on them. In the middle we'll have some like crates, barrels and pallets and stuff with like little forklifts ready to move them about. The only trouble that we've got, well, two problems that we've got really, is first, this terrain isn't really buildable upon at the moment. We need to fix it and flatten it and do a little bit of terraforming, a little bit of simple terraforming. And the second problem is the road to get here. In order to get here, you have to come down this road and then onto or through the camp, which isn't really too much of an issue, and then up like a dirt, muddy sort of road and out. Now that's fine for like when you're picking up sort of small pieces of wood and stuff, but it's not really the greatest for like big lorries and stuff that want to pick up like a load of wood, or taking wood away, you know, shipping them to the B&Qs or whatever that you've got in the city. But I don't know what we could really do about it. Let's just have a look. Could I potentially get a road that links up here? Because we've got this one that comes out here to the ski resort, to the clubhouse. I don't really want to come off, like needs must, I could come off here and then have this sort of mountain edge. That would be quite cool to have like a little mountain edge road that gets there, but it's not really plausible, to be honest. Starting from the bottom here, I can't really come from this little estate either. The bank is too steep there, and I've got nothing around this side. Is it really that much of a problem? I mean, we've got a road that gets here. We've got a dirt road that gets here. So we just leave it with, I think we just leave it with the dirt road. We've got a dirt. It's a road that gets here. It might be a little bit awkward, but I'm sure the truck drivers are good enough. Okay, that's fine then. Let's flatten this out to begin with. Now, I am probably one of the world's worst terraformers in Minecraft. I'm so bad at terraforming. I try not to do much of it at all. But we know what they say. You don't get better without trying. Let's set air. That completely wrecks a tree, but it's okay. Also, the trees around here, while we're doing this episode, the trees are growing. Look, hey, got birch ones and stuff. It's starting to fill out from the episode that we done not so long back. And then I think if I smooth this off now, might even be a big enough brush. 5. There we go. We'll make it all nice grass and stuff at the end. Now I don't really want to hit the trees too much here. If I could get away with it, good. Okay, I don't mind hitting that one. You know, I can't get away with all of it, I suppose, but I didn't want to like destroy the entire thing. Okay, that's pretty well blended actually. Oh no, I've ruined it. Okay, much better. Good. And then I want this part to come out to give us a little bit more room. It doesn't need to be all that big. So we'll grab gold sword and we'll go brush, sphere. I want a pretty small grass 3. And we shall just, I think, build it out like a little framework first. That gives me an idea on how exactly we want it to go, and then we'll smooth it off and stuff afterwards. While the trees aren't fully grown, it's actually a pretty perfect opportunity for it. And I want this quite steep here. And when we smooth it, it smooths it off quite aggressively, so it shouldn't look all that bad. Okay, that should be good. So if we just smooth this terrain in now, make it not stand out like a load of orbs. Okay, fine. A little bit at the bottom there, didn't quite work. Didn't even hit the trees. Perfect. The grass will grow onto the little dirt patches. You guys know this by now. And then we shall just smooth out this top. So we shall, I think, do it like this. Pause. Oops, maybe too far. Pause 2. Pause 2. Pause 2. Got it. Replace grass with air. Replace dirt with air. And then, being a little bit more precise, replace air. No. Set grass. Boom. I think probably handballing some of this will be a little bit easier as well. Trying to maximize every block that we can here. Okay, doesn't look all that big, but once we get this turned into grass, I think you'll find it'll look like a lot more room than you may have expected. Replace stone with grass. And same thing. I think we've got basically all of it, so let's just neaten up some areas here. Like this tree unfortunately died a very painful death, it seems. We shall put it out of its misery. There we go. Sometimes just doing it by hand is the easiest way. No point having all this here. That one could probably just stay. We'll just sort of knock it back a little bit. That one I think I'll rebuild back. Shouldn't be too hard to do. Grass will grow back there. It's where they've just molded into each other anyway. Something like that. A little bit of a hole up here. And I think we've got ourselves a nice area to build with. Yeah, plenty big enough. Absolutely plenty big enough. Look on the map. It's huge. So, what we can do now... Ooh, a little hole there. I do like to get this. I've got loads of holes in the mountain though, look. Like, the mountain is like really embarrassing. I really need to just go around and spend like 2 or 3 hours just filling them in. Because they're everywhere. It's just a bad way of me terraforming. I sort of do a lazy terraform instead of doing it properly. But anyway, let's plan out. Let's get some wool now. And plan out the sort of layout of how I want it to go. So I want, like I said, this side is going to be... Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, this side is going to be where logs are just going to be sort of waiting to be prepared. You know, I might do that up this end actually. Waiting to be prepared logs are going to be here. Just in a little spot like this. And then logs that have been sort of sorted into nice bunches. So we'll have like strapped down oak bunches and stuff like that. Will be in here. And then I want grey. I want like a concrete sort of area that's quite wide that comes up here, and I think will probably be a sort of P shape, like a big P. Probably even come out further than that, like that. And then I want shelves. We use brown. Like big giant shelves that'll be about that deep, so you can get like long planks going through it. They're not going to be quite able to be as long on this side. I could extend this out. I don't really want to. No, we'll go with this for the moment. In fact, who says they need to be connected? I could do like one like that, and then I could have another one. Just try and squeeze out a little bit more room. How many blocks deep is this one? 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. I could do it like that. Perfect. And then next comes down to there, which actually works out pretty perfect. So that's going to be like little shelf parts. There'll be some yellow. We'll use some gold. Little forklifts, just sort of dotted about. Maybe just a couple of them, like that, for pallets. And then we'll have crates and all that kind of detail on there. And I think that would work. Oh, we probably need some kind of building, or even a mobile or something, to process like payments and like, you know, break room for the people who work here and that kind of stuff. So let's get blue will do fine for that. Some sort of layout for a little hut. Trying not to keep it too boring, so I'll make it an L shape, a small sort of L shape like this. So we'll probably need to extend that over by at least 1 block. There we go. So that'll be a little hut in there. So we've got our plan. I think that'll work quite well just on the edge of the city here. Then we can tree up all this part of the mountain, and I might even tree up down here, and it'll sort of completely close this side off then and be really, really nice. Let's try and get some flooring down where we want that to be. So let's drop back down, and I think we need at least 5 blocks. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the minimum. But then I think I'm going to add it to 7 to make it a little bit wider so people can turn around easy and stuff. So we'll go to here. Set stone. And then we want to just come popping out into here a little bit. Like that. It might end up being stone underneath the shelving parts as well, like underneath here. Because if we put these big heavy shelves on dirt, it might... Oops, I hit the microphone. It might sort of make them sink. So maybe we could use... I could probably extend this one as well. Boop. Boop. In fact, I might shrink that to there, and then it's like what they're both 1 block in from the concrete. Just neat. It's just neater that way. Or do we use a different block? So we don't use stone, but we use still a concretey style block, not like gravel. Like clay would be good. Clay would work really well. Set clay. It's a nice lighter tone. Set clay. Oh, no. Set clay. And then we'll just tie that in. That works out nicely. Yeah, that goes nice into there. That just gives some support for it to sit on. Underneath these parts, do we want to have a different block underneath the logs and stuff? I think I like the idea of it just being grass. I think that's sort of what I'd want. I suppose we could mix a little bit of like podzol in, just so it looks like leaves, dead leaves had fallen off. That we want it on the unprocessed part. On this one, replace grass with grass, 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 and 3-2. That'd be 25% podzol. I think that works out quite nice. It just looks like when we put some trees falling over here, I'm hoping it looks similar to leaves and you know, little dead ferns and bushes and stuff that might have been attached to the leaves, little mushroom parts. So if we get some oak, we'll start off with oak, I think. I think I'll do some sort of half prepared logs like this. And then over here, I want something like I'm trying to think of how I want. I think I want to split in it, and I might even have it sort of broken out like that. And then leaves. Try and build up like a tree. Like a sideways tree on here, yeah? That's what we're going for. That quite well. Like it's sort of freshly being chopped down and just dragged into the area. These are like some more brokenly branchy like things. You know, they've sort of snapped off as it's not been quite a perfectly straight tree. I might even put some ferns and some long grass in the area. Oh, and they go on pods as well. That's quite nice. Just have that sort of... I can imagine when the trees fall, it sort of just destroys the parts of the fern. Like, it destroys what's ever underneath it, but then all the little parts sort of shake and fall off. That works quite well. I think I like that. Can I get a mushroom? Just on, like... Oh, you can't? I can't put this too light, probably, or something. Be cool if we could have just like a mushroom on the end of the log. But yeah, that works there. So that's the sort of... unprocessed part. In fact, could I put like a little log sticking up out of here, like a... Yeah, that... Even something as simple as that works quite well. Yeah, like that could be like a part of a root, and you know, they just put it in the way, and that's like a little branch that comes out. Yeah, that's a little bit more detail. Okay, cool. For the processed area, let's take these away. Processed area, this is where I want to start introducing the other types of logs. So we'll get the oak away from the oak, so they're not all together. And, oops. Try and get them quite long. Not too long, but I think about that length would be good. extend out a little bit. Something like that. And then if we get some rail, we can look like we sort of tying it down. Like it's strapped, ready to be loaded on. Ooh, we could even do that, like have logs ready to go onto lorries and stuff. How could I do that? Like little chopped up ones. We could have it like, if I do a 4x4 and then get a little slab to go around the edge. I might use spruce plank slabs here to look like a pallet that these are sitting on. Then you can imagine the forklift goes under, picks them up and puts them somewhere else. I don't know. Something like that. I can't really strap those too easy unless I done it like this. Oh, yeah. Can I stop that from happening? Could I? Yeah, I could do it like that. There we go. Breaking the system. Yeah, that actually doesn't look too bad. Even just as like a little detail piece. So let's get some other logs going. We'll get oak, birch, obviously, because it's different. No point having jungle. And spruce. I don't think... Oh, we do have acacia. I didn't know if we had acacia because this is obviously 1.7.10, so sometimes people forget that we don't have certain blocks in the comment section. They're like, why don't you use this block, or you know, use a campfire? It'd be great. So, yeah, campfires have only just recently come out, and this is a very old version of Minecraft. we don't have access to those kind of things. It's the same with my zoo. If you guys remember the zoo series that we were doing, or that we completed, and I get a lot of comments on there saying, "Oh, you should add polar bears," or "Why are you using a mod for polar bears when we've got them?" Or llamas. What else? Parrots. You haven't got parrots in your enclosure. And I'm like, I didn't have them at the time. They weren't out at the time. You know, I can only do with what I've got. What's available. A little bit sucky that... Oh no, it doesn't matter. That's fine. No, that's perfect. A little bit sucky that this lines up with that one. So I think I might just extend this out all by one. Just so that doesn't connect. It's picky. I know it's picky. But there we go. Okay, need something in the middle here to sort of neaten it up, like a little workstation. Oh, I know what would be perfect. A sawmill from the 1.14. No, we don't have that block. Although that would work really well. We need some tools like in the middle here to look like it's being processed from that into that. But that's all I've got time for today. We'll have to continue on with our lumber mill next episode. Really cool little part of the map. I think this is going to be like a really nice little area. Nice and detailed, and all connects in very well with the trees and stuff. If you've enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you haven't already, then feel free to subscribe, and we shall see you in the next episode.